Welcome to Pathways, a podcast series focusing on careers in technology from the London and Essex Computing Hub in association with Westcliff High School for Girls.
Today we're talking to Max Day. Please can you introduce yourself and talk to us about your role?
Hi there, my name is Max Day and I've been asked to talk to you today about a career in technology. I'm an old Westcliffian myself, spending the full 7 years at the boys' school from 2009 to 2016 before attending the University of East Anglia to study computer science.
What made you want to pursue this career?
As a result of obtaining my degree, I've been working as a consultant at ECS, which is a cloud technology consultancy based in central London. ECS have some of the largest household names as clients, mostly within the financial sector, covering a number of the large banks, but also including retail and other sectors. My role specifically falls within the data analytics practice of the company, specifically with Splunk, which is a popular data ingestion tool and more recently a cloud platform, as well as working with AWS, Amazon Web Services that is, which is currently the largest cloud platform ahead of both Microsoft Azure and the Google Cloud Platform.
What was your route into this career? Did you take a degree or an apprenticeship?
I've always had an interest in coding and problem solving, which ultimately led me to following this path of a computer science degree into a data analytics role. I was fortunate in discovering this interest very early, pre-GCSE in fact. However, I've studied alongside plenty of computer science students who started the course in the first year of university with just a maths background and no formal computing experience whatsoever, so it's never too late to start.
What opportunities are available to those with a computing qualification?
Having a qualification in computing really does open many doors as a software engineer, as a business analyst, as a data engineer, as well as more specialised roles, whether your interest lies within software specifically or to working with hardware. Both can be achieved with a computer science degree or similar qualification. Some opportunities are going to be more technically focused, whereas others are going to be more oriented around the customer or client, meaning that whilst you may have the experience with coding from your degree or qualification, you actually might spend more time collecting requirements, discussing and then forming a solution with the client, for example.
What jobs are in demand?
Specifically within the company I work for, just this morning the latest contract vacancies were released with the following roles available. A cloud security consultant, a Python developer with AWS experience, a React native developer, an iOS mobile engineer, a Java developer, and a Microsoft Azure consultant. So there really is a breadth of opportunities just here in our small bubble at ECS. But if you do happen to know anyone with experience, then please do forward them on to me. I'll leave my LinkedIn details in the bio attached to this podcast, and there is a healthy sign-on bonus for recommending people, which is a benefit of working for a rapidly expanding company such as ECS.
What sort of salary can be achieved?
The salary is naturally a key motivator for a lot of people, and a career in IT or technology can be particularly lucrative, specifically if you end up specialising in niche software or find an opportunity in an upcoming venture. Whilst I won't disclose the exact figure I earn here on this podcast, completing the 2-year graduate scheme at ECS is rewarded with a salary of £40,000 a year, with more experienced employees earning far greater than that. These figures are readily available on Glassdoor, but consultants typically earn in the realm of £50,000 a year, with senior consultants between £60,000 and £70,000 a year, and principal consultants earning over £100,000 a year.
What challenges have you faced and how have you overcome them?
Fortunately, I haven't faced too many challenges in my career so far. The teams I've worked with have been very cooperative, and the working environment is far more structured than the working environment of the typical university project, which is a breath of fresh air, frankly. The main challenge, I would say generally, however, is quickly adapting from the mentality of a student to the mentality of an employee representing a company. There is a stark contrast between the two, and developing a level of professionalism and conducting yourself properly is key, especially during the formative years of your career where first impressions mean the most.
What are the benefits of pursuing this type of career?
There are countless benefits of pursuing a career in technology, namely flexibility. Most of my team are not even located in London, with most of them residing in Scotland, as well as having clients which operate from around the globe. So as a result, a vast amount of the work I do is by remote access, meaning working from home was an option even prior to the pandemic. It's likely with the shift in working patterns and structure within the city itself, companies may not operate a full-time office schedule for all employees ever again, in favour of a split of 2 or 3 days in the office with the remainder spent working from home. There are countless other benefits available, including subsidised gym memberships, private healthcare, and a robust internal mental health support system, which I imagine has been especially useful this year for a number of my colleagues, and I imagine this is fairly standard across the industry.
What would you like to say to a young person considering a career in technology?
If you find something you particularly enjoy, then pursue that technology as far as you can and learn as much about it as possible. A lot of skills in technology are transferable, so you might find that picking up something new in the future is actually relatively similar to something you've done before, and this will only lead to a wider skill set. My main piece of advice would be perseverance. The job search is very daunting to start with, and rejection is incredibly common. As an example, my job search started long before I graduated, which ultimately led to a job offer prior to finishing my final year exams. However, I had applied to well over 70 roles, failed 3 different prerequisite exams at 3 different companies before getting my interview with the company I work for now. So maintaining composure throughout the job hunt is key. Technology is by definition exciting to work with because something new is always being developed or released. The technology I use regularly today will soon become old and obsolete and replaced with something flashier, something more exciting. So the variety itself really is a key motivator to working in this industry. A final point I'd like to make is that soft skills within the technology industry are very important, and in some roles perhaps even more important than the technology you've specialised in itself. Sure, there are some roles in which you'll be left to your own devices to churn out code, but in reality the technology landscape is far more team-based, and being able to effectively communicate and present your ideas succinctly is an invaluable skill to have. Thank you for listening to me today.